Hello there again, my fellow video game nerds, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Today is episode 2, and last time you saw everything up until this point, and we are going to head inside the Deku Tree and start our first dungeon/level of the game. So let's get it going. Alright, now I'm once again recording this episode from my back porch, so you may hear, as you're hearing some sounds of nature there behind me, you may hear some birds and some nature going on around me. Hopefully you guys don't mind too much. This is a really convenient spot for me to do these videos and record away from everything else that's going on. But here we go. We are headed inside the Deku Tree, and I'm really excited for today's episode, especially since we got all of the early game stuff out of the way in the first episode, and now we are into the meat and potatoes of what this game is about, and that is exploring these dungeons, recovering the treasures and items inside, and progressing the story. Okay, you got a Deku Nut. On the selection, blah blah blah, subscreen, set it to, yeah, and you can throw it and it's basically like a flashbang grenade type of thing. So let me go ahead and set that to there, set the Deku Nut to that. And as you can see, got another one, and another one. And these are fairly common early game items. And wow, am I really going to bite the dust here on this first little bit? I'm pretty sure there's some hearts here in these grass piles. Let me just slice these, and yeah, there's some hearts. So, no emergency, no death so early on. That would not be impressive. You guys don't want to see that. And I really need to remember about that Z targeting system where you lock on. That could have saved me some heartache right there, but we're back to full health. And I think the first step here is... do I want to climb up this wall or go up the ladder first? I don't quite remember. But I believe... yes, of course, I realize I can climb this vine, Abby. This isn't my first rodeo, or my second. But there might have been a guy up here. No, I'm thinking of later on in the level. But let's just get up here and see where this goes. Of course, I will collect whatever goodies are in these grass piles. And that's where the bad guys were on the wall. Let me just get this first, and I believe this was the compass or the map. It is the map. So we've got the dungeon map, and that harkens all the way back to the original Legend of Zelda, where you would collect the map and the compass in each level, and it would show you where the boss's chambers were and all that good stuff. Same thing with this Zelda game. So if you're experienced in any of the Legend of Zelda games, you're familiar with the compass and the map, so I'm not going to really tell you too much about anything here. But in addition to the compass and the map, inside of each dungeon you would find a treasure, and that treasure usually had something to do with either getting you to the next dungeon, or defeating the next dungeon, or defeating the boss of the dungeon that you were in. So you always receive like a pertinent sort of treasure that goes along with the story. And that's the same case with this Legend of Zelda game. Same type of thing. Each dungeon has its own unique treasure that will have some bearing on the next part of the game. And as you can see, we just used the Deku Shield, which we acquired in Episode 1 as part of the early game stuff, to deflect this guy's shots back to him to defeat him. And he's just gone ahead and let me know the secret to defeat his brothers later on in the level. Also in that room, you witnessed the very first of the shutter doors in Ocarina of Time. And the shutter doors were a thing back from the original Legend of Zelda game where you couldn't progress past that door until you defeated all the enemies that were in the room, and then the shutter door would open. I believe this is the compass. Oh no, this is the slingshot. Okay, cool. So we've gotten the slingshot. Excellent. The slingshot's a very handy weapon, especially in about the first half of this game. It's about the most important weapon that you'll have. It allows you a little bit of a ranged attack, and allows you to shoot at switches and things that are farther away, and it will come in handy later on, you will see. So if I can remember how to get back up here, I believe that platform does respawn, so I have to come back up here and then dive across again, maybe? Let me see if I can swing the camera around. Oh no, here we go. Get to use the slingshot right away. So the slingshot uses Deku seeds as ammunition, and I believe you can hold up to, yeah, 30 at this point, and that's something that you can upgrade later on. As you can see, I'll look across here and shoot the ladder down, and this allows me to progress and head back the way that I came. And there's more stuff to do out here still. So let's head back this way, and through this room once again, and back out to the main tree area. Where was it I went next? I believe that now I have the slingshot, I can shoot these bad guys down off of the vines, and then I can climb up to the top. Which seems like a logical place to go, being that we started at the bottom. So let me just shoot these guys down. I will take the payday for that. I believe there's one more that's up just a bit higher. I can remember how to do this. Maybe I'll just start up here. Oh yeah, there's the one more. Maybe I can get past him. He seems to be looking the other way. Let's just scoot up here. Oh, he tried, and he failed. I have fooled you, Mr. Spider. Skull Spider. Skulltula? Is that what they were called? I don't really remember, it's been so long. Okay, but we're up here at the top. Ah, yes, I remember now. I must wait for you to turn around. Hit him in the soft underbelly. And I believe it's going to take 2 shots here. Hooah! That's the end of you. Alright, now I don't want to go down there yet. There are things up here I need to explore first. And I'm just going to ignore that guy for now, because I believe we come through here and then back out once again. Okay, I do remember this room, and this is one of the early examples of a puzzle-based room where you have to solve how to get through here and then back out again. But I believe I will start with getting this guy to stop trying to attack me. Stop it, sir. I will use my slingshot on you. And look at that. I got some more Deku nuts. Okay, the way I remember this is I believe I have to light this torch. No, I have to step on this switch and I have to light the torch here. No. That's right, I can make it all the way across here. But there was something with lighting that torch. I'll get back to that in just a second here. And what do we have inside of this giant chest? We have the compass. So now we can see where the bad guy is, and that comes in handy in later dungeons, but this dungeon is kind of simple. It's the first dungeon of the game, and we're experienced. I'm an experienced player with this. So let me see. Can I get across to that other side yet? Jump past him? Yeah, he got me, but I made it. And these guys, the gold Skulltulas. These are sort of like a treasure hunter item in the game, where I believe there's 100 of them or something like that, and I'll have to look at that later on. But you collect them and you receive certain prizes based on how many of those you've collected throughout the game. And especially later on in the game when you're trying to go 100% on the game, the internet's a helpful tool because honestly I could never remember where they all were at this point. I just know that as I come across them I will collect them. Okay, we've scored ourselves some Deku seeds. And that is good news because that is the ammo for my slingshot. And as I describe some of this stuff, keep in mind that there's a lot of people who've never played through this game. I mean, this game is 21 years old at this point, and there's a lot of people who have come up and playing games who've never even played this game. So I'm kind of describing a little bit and trying to pass on a little bit of knowledge of what I know. And I'm sure that there's a lot of you out there, if you have seen this series or you're watching me play through this, that you're doing so because you yourself played through this game back in the day and you just kind of want to take a look again. So I'm trying to keep it balanced for those who have played the game and those who have not. And it's been a number of years since I've played through this game myself, so I'm going to do my best to sort of remember, and if I need help I will go to the internet. I'm not above that. But yeah, as I'm climbing up here again, struggling to exactly remember, and I think maybe it's time that I jump down here. There's a web down at the bottom, and I think I've gotten everything up here. So here we go! And there's the secret found, and we are down into the next portion of the dungeon. Of course, I didn't hit the water. That's not great, but here we are. Should be able to heal myself up with some goodies down here. Got some more ammo for the slingshot. And, yes, I remember. That was the web that you had to light on fire to get past that portion. So how was that done exactly? I think I had to go through another area and then come back to this area. And let's just see what we can do. And there's another gold Skulltula. And I may as well collect that token while I'm here. I'm getting a really weird view of that. I believe you couldn't lock onto those guys the way you could with other enemies. And yeah, I'm not quite reaching that, so... what was the deal? How was I supposed to get that? Don't quite remember. Well, none of this is working, so... Great. Right. Can I climb up here and sort of roll jump towards it? Well, I made that torch light up. Let's see here. There we go. Why, thank you. I am up to 2 gold Skulltula tokens at this point, and that will cash in for absolutely nothing, I'm sure. But what have I revealed here? Here's a chest. Why, thank you. That was useful. 1 heart. And that was the torch, I believe. Let me think about this. Okay. Keep collecting stuff, even though I can hear the literal tens of people that follow my videos. Hey, there's another gold Skulltula. Let's do something about him. Yeah, anybody who's watching this is probably screaming at me, here's what you do, you're doing it wrong. But here I am, just playing through after all these years, and I'm going to figure it out. Give me a minute. The first things first, I'm going to shoot this gold Skulltula with my Slingshot. And I seem to be struggling with what the heck I'm doing here. Here we go. Let's line him up. And a second shot. Alright, I got you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else want to go? Good. Alright. Let's go ahead and get that token. That'll make 3. And it's a good way to start the game. Okay, so after a quick camera cut, I sort of remember what I'm supposed to be doing here. And, of course, I referred to it when I walked past it, but that door with the webbing over it needs to be lit on fire, so I'll grab a stick, light it on fire, run across here as quickly as I can, and there we go. We are on to the next secret room. Let's go see what's in it. Alright, another one of you guys, huh? Oh, and that beeping noise means I'm down to 1 heart once again. Link is hurting, but here we go. I've got this guy cornered. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. This is the guy who tells me how to beat his brothers. The first guy wasn't telling me that at all. 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1, and I always assumed that was a call out to Michael Jordan. Number 23 is number 1. After all, this game is from the 90s. And he must have heard the beeping also, because he's gone and left me a heart so I can get that beeping to stop. And I love these grass things because you can just cut them and get like a heart or 2 out of it, and then turn around and they'll grow back, and you can go back and cut it again and get some other goodie. But here we go. This is a situation where I need to use my Slingshot to open this shutter door. And we are going deeper into the dungeon. And this is a sort of intimidating looking puzzle. After you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. I bet there are some interesting things underwater. Could that be telling me to go underwater and see if there's something cool? Well, of course it is. And as you can see, there's a switch over there, and I'm just going to try to swim down to it. And the swimming thing is a little bit different in this game. It's not so much that you swim where you want to, it's that you can either dive straight down or swim on the surface. So as I'm trying to get up here, I can't remember. I believe I might... Yeah, I cannot climb up there. So this water, I think, is going to go back up. Maybe? Maybe there's still time. And I think if I jump across to it... Am I still going to fit? No, I have not. Right, so if I start from the beginning here again, first I will drain the water level. Then I will swim back to the platform. And then I should be able to jump across to that platform and slide underneath that spiky wheel of death. And that's how we did it back in the day. And that allows me to jump up here, get to whatever's next. Of course, I can't remember to wait for these guys to turn around. There we go. And if it looks like you can push that block over a little bit, it's because you can. First, let me collect my hearts so that my health is as topped up as it can be. Yes, Nabby, we've already talked about this. Of course we can push that block over. It's a video game and it looks like it should be able to happen, so... Stop telling me! I know! Just let me push the block! Oh, she loves to over-explain things. Alright, so let's just push that block. Go, and that will allow us to climb up here, and then climb up here once again, and head on through this next door. Alright, what's good in here? Looks like 2 unlit torches and 1 lit torch. Wow, I am really struggling to protect myself in this game so far. And a good rule of thumb in just about every Legend of Zelda game ever is that if you see an unlit torch, it's a pretty good idea that you should light that torch. So let's go ahead and light these 2 torches, and as you can see, that accomplishes that, which opens the shutter door for us and allows us into the next area. So let's head on through and see what's next. Okay, let's wait. Oh, of course I can't wait. You must be patient, and I'm not very patient with these guys. Here we go. Be patient. Let things happen the way they're supposed to, and we're on to the next part. Okay, what's going on? Oh, these are the babies from the boss at the end. Yeah, we're gonna see a bit more of these guys when we get to the boss fight at the end of this level. Okay, a lit torch, and then a walkway with a spider web. Burn it! And the only thing back here is another one of these monster flowers. And stop it, baby spider monsters! Leave me alone! One of these days I'm going to remember the Z targeting, and you'll be proud of me when I do. Let's just see. Yeah, there was one other walkway over there, so let's light a torch, and your torch isn't lit. Run back. Now the torch is lit. We're going to head over this way and light this little passage on fire, and that allows us access to this little tunnel here. So we're diving deeper into the Great Deku Tree. It's kind of odd that all this stuff is on the inside of the tree, right? I mean, where's all these stone passageways and things coming from on the inside of a tree? We don't question things like that when we're gamers. It just is. It simply is. So, what's the next part? I believe I pushed this block off. Not climb it yet. But this allows me to get back up here, I think, at some point. I'm not sure if that's necessary at this point, but it seems like it is. So I'll just push this off the edge. Okay, and then back here, I believe these guys were just a source to get more of these sticks because... Oh yes, that's right. The idea is that I need to go over to this torch, which I can reach, and light this stick on fire, and now I'll be able to jump back across and then light this spider web on fire here. If I can remember how to... I can't remember how. Alright, take 2. We're going to run across here, light my stick on fire, and then run back across. And let's see if I can remember how to do it this time. Here we go. There we go. We've set that on fire successfully, and we are down into the next area. So, what's good down here? I can see some hearts, and I do need one. Good, I got it. Good, good, good. Anything else? No. Oh, there's a bunch of these guys. Okay, this is the area where Michael Jordan's #1, so we're going to go to... Come on, deflect it back at him. What am I doing wrong here? I should probably... learn how to defend myself. Okay, these hearts are going to come in handy at this point. Let me... if I can stop being frantic for just a moment. Wow, it seems like I'm close now. I have to move just a little bit more? Move just a little bit more. Okay, good. Let's see if I can actually remember how to defend myself at this point. I don't want to hear any more beep beep, alright? Okay, there's #2. Oh, come on. Come out of your shell. Oh, I better face the right way. And again, failing at the Z targeting. Better check for some more hearts here because not looking so good for our hero. There's number 3, and let's go back because 23 is number 1. There's 1. Now let's just corner him. Alright, how did you know our secret? How irritating. Well, your brother told us. Your brother's a snitch. So take it up with him. And right here he's telling me how to defeat the boss of the dungeon. Okay, so first we must stun her. And that would be the Deku nut thrown on the ground for a stun, and then attack with the sword. So let's go on through here. It's time for the boss battle, ladies and gentlemen. Into the boss's chambers. And I always thought this place sounded so spooky. The noises especially that Queen Goma makes as you're coming through here. And there we go, we are locked in. We have no choice now. We must fight or we must die. So as I recall, you had to go in through here and make eye contact, and there we go. There's the terrifying eye of the terrifying Queen Goma. Parasitic armored arachnid Goma. Okay, as I recall, using my slingshot, that's not what you want to do. That's what you want to do. First you give her a stun shot, and there you go. Do it again. Okay, now I believe after the second hit, she climbs up into the ceiling and lays some eggs. This seems like a good time. Yeah, don't use the slingshot. It seems like a good time to collect a heart. And there we go, we are back to full health. And if we come back out in the middle here, I believe there are going to be some baby monsters coming down. Let's just fight these guys off. I believe, actually, I'm going to try it the next time. If you hit them while they're still eggs, they only take 1 hit. But if you wait until they hatch, then they take 2 hits. Let's just clear these guys. And Goma should be dropping down from the ceiling as I walk around under here. And I heard her hit the ground. There you go. Strike with the sword. Oh, I waited too long. Try again. Okay, come on. I'm trying to defend myself, too. I don't want to take damage. There's another stab. And was that 2? Must have been 2, because she's going back up. Let's replenish my health. Find another grass shoot popping up here. There's one. Of course, I probably wasn't quick enough. Oh yeah, I was. Here we go. Yeah, 1 hit each. And that's it. She's back down here and ready to go again. Strike. She seems to be going up after every hit. I thought it was every 2 hits, but I might be wrong. It's been a long time. Let's see if we can gather that last heart. And, I've waited too long. These guys are alive. Baby monsters ready to fight. Should be able to handle them. No problem. Hey, I remembered my Z target. I'll get better at that as the game goes along, I'm sure. There she goes. I heard her hit the ground. Let's see. And wow, I am rusty at this. Yeah, that's not helping. Go. Strike. Waited too long. You have to be quick. You have to stun her and then hit her almost immediately. I don't want to lose any more health until I've gathered some more here. So easy peasy. These grass shoots just keep coming back. And I waited too long. She's going to go up and lay some more eggs. We'll just kind of hang out here. Take out the eggs as they come down since my health is full. No problem. And she's right back on top of me. So quick. Gotta be quicker than that. I might have to do it one more time. We are almost there. I feel like we are winning. Let's see. I've got full health again, and I better run out here, take out these eggs before they turn into spiders. Come on now. 2, 3. No sweat. There she is. This could be it. This could be it. I've waited too long. Gotta be quicker. 7 or 8 times at this point. I didn't think it took that many hits to take her down, but here we are, we're still going. And I'm probably taking much longer than a lot of people would. You know, it's all fun. We're just exploring the game again. This is exploring a part of my younger years. It's all good. It is all fun. I missed. I had a great shot, a great swing with the sword, and I missed. This is going so poorly. I can't even describe how poorly this is going. I'm going to run away and heal myself, because it's not going that well. I honestly didn't think it would be this difficult. Here I am. My goodness, can I get a heart out of this? Thank you. I really need it. I don't need any of the other stuff. Here we go. I've got baby spiders to contend with because I was taking my sweet time to find the rest of the hearts here. Let's take care of these guys. I mean, it's basically a repeating pattern. There's nothing too stressful here, and especially it's nice because I can keep healing myself. Where is she? Where is she? Hit the ground. Here she comes. Let's do this. Just coming up again. Yes, Bird, leave me alone. I'm playing The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time over here. I know, you're sort of watching with the rest of the YouTube audience. And that's okay. But you gotta keep the comments in the comments section, not back there in the woods. Oh, alright. I feel like this is it. This has gotta be it, right? There we go! The killing blow, you've witnessed it, ladies and gentlemen. Queen Goma is no more. Here she goes, going to pieces. I have defeated you. And the first thing we get is another heart container, allowing our life to go 1 heart higher than it was. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all the time I have for today. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and be sure to come back and see me next time for episode 3 of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.